Hey, what is up, YouTube? BOTCG here, and I have not done this in quite a while now, so pardon me if I'm a little bit rusty. I've been kind of put in a position to where I didn't exactly want to do this. I actually quite like having the natural dialogue in the background of these types of videos, but we just had like we were at a friend's house. We just had some crazy stuff going on in the background, so I felt like commentary for this would work out better. This is a good buddy of mine playing my Alden deck that I built for him. He just hasn't had quite the time to be able to play Vanguard lately, so he hasn't been able to keep up with the game like normally he usually does. So I just built him like basically like the cookie cutter Alden list that people are playing now, and I'm playing a control or like a more control type version of Alquilibra, or like I like to call him Algebra Dragon, or Algebra, because I can't pronounce that name for the life of me. Y'all know how it is out here. We got to nickname our cards. But yeah, it didn't exactly work out just because I realized I would rather, instead of having because the deck does have a lot of space for techs, but instead of those techs, I kind of used we kind of like talk shop after the game, and we kind of rebuilt the deck to be more like the non-engine. Helps really well with what the core engine of the deck really wants to do. And you guys are going to be able to see that this coming week, actually, because we did tweak the deck. I do plan on taking out Algebra to my local game store. Definitely won't be the control version this time, but yeah, you see we got the crit there. We played Meteor Dragon there to pop his grade 1 in the same column. It was my tech. I was like, oh, this is really a really cool retire tech that you can play in this deck that other people aren't playing, and you can kind of like no scope Impaldio if they have their grade 2 if they have their grade 2 interceptor that has like giant shield. You can just take away that continuous ability, but only on rearguard circle. But the deck list ultimately didn't end up working out. I just found that I was lacking in my main resource, which is soul, because I need at least 2 soul a turn. So I kind of just filled my non-engine with really good ways to support what the core cards of the deck want to do. So he calls Cormac or Carmack, the grade 2 that gets massive off the ride line. Now he's gonna do the divine skill here. So he's gonna check top 7 for two normal units. I believe they can be any grade. He gets another Carmack here, and he gets the promo dog. Let me say, man, the ride line for Alden is really good. Just like the grade 1 can get like anything basically, it's so good. The ride line for Alden is really good, and this is a really good turn from him. His Vanguard column is 28. He has a rear guard column of 25, and then the other rear guard column of 25, 33, 38. Yeah. It doesn't appear that, no, the grade 3, in order to restand with that grade 3 rear guard, I have to be grade 3, so he just doesn't commit it here, which is smart. Attacking me for 25 here. I like to take it just because it's an awkward number to guard with my current hand size. Which we do get lucky, and we do get this is like a clutch trigger here. If we didn't get this trigger, we would be in a really bad state this turn. So he's going to swing for 28 here. I believe I also just no guard this attack. But there could have been an argument for guarding it. He's going to call the grade 3 here. Energy Blast 4 to draw a card. This is 28, or maybe I do guard it. I'm just trying to find the right time to use this Blitz Order in my hand. We take it. And he's gonna swing us for 23. I was debating here because I didn't want to get rid of my Meteor Dragon, because you see I have no rear guards currently in my hand, but ultimately we do decide to intercept off Meteor Dragon. Come on, bro. Stop no-scoping. I know what you're gonna do. Intercept with Meteor Dragon. It was my first time playing with a defensing roar, so I was having a really hard time of using it, in my personal opinion. I intercept with Meteor Dragon. He swings with the Carmack column, that's 38. And I overguard a little bit here, but I had to find a way to get the defensing roar out of my hand. So I just use it for that. Guard for 45 in total. See here, ditch a 15, but there is argument to ditch P-Ride here. Go to 9 energy, top 3 off of the ride line. Sucks we put the overcharge to the bottom, because this deck hasn't... The current build of this deck doesn't have any way of shuffling the deck, which I'm like, I really didn't like that, so I remedied that in the tweaked version of the deck. Looks like we're gonna have to order for 1 unit here. It doesn't look like we have 2. Yeah, sucks, but it is what it is. Alright, we're gonna Soul Blast 2, choose our 3 rears. Since 2 of them are overcharged, we're gonna get a draw card, 10k to the van. Top deck another Brachio, which was very nice. Notably, the countercharger only gets the 10k on boost, but every other overcharge grade 1 just has the 10k if it's chosen by your Vanguard. Your Algebra Vanguard. This was my mistake. I should have never, because I didn't have the Restander grade 2, I should have never energy blasted 7 here, because for the rest of the game, I can only ever restand 1 rear guard, because each restand costs 3 energy. And I just greatly hindered myself in the later turns of the game by doing this. In my personal opinion, I hindered myself. Now we have 2 massive on-swing columns here. This is what, 18... This is 38. 38 to his rear guard here. I was just trying to get value, because I knew I wasn't going to kill him this turn. So I was just trying to get value from killing his cards. Try to deny him some resources. I was debating if I want to use a countercharge or not. I ultimately decided I want to, just to get the overcharge unit in the grave. He takes this. We're going to retire and draw. We've got a pretty healthy hand here. And like I said, we have double Restander in our hand, but we choked ourselves on energy, so basically for the rest of the game we're not going to be able to double Restand, which really hurts us. I feel like if we had that double Restand available next turn, there was an argument to win next turn, if not the following turn. That's why I kind of like built the deck in such a way, is whereas I only want I built it the same way I built with the same mindset I built with Blankmeyer. Like, your grade 2 rear guard that like costs 3 energy on attack, that is your win condition. So that's the only thing I want using energy in that deck. Over here, he makes a slight misplay. I told him it's okay to take it back, just because we were basically practicing. He hasn't played in a while, so I was like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I'd rather have him play at his best than win just because he made a slightly unoptimal play. And he's gonna Soul Blast 1 and restand that other rear guard. He didn't Persona Ride here, but look how large that 1 grade 2 column is by itself. That's 30, that's 45 without Persona Ride. And he gets a front trigger here, which didn't matter too much. I was gonna PG one of them regardless. So the extra power boost doesn't matter too much here. I was just debating how many cards I wanted to spend for that. It's gonna be for 55, and we got that perfect 58, baby. So yeah, we're only at 5 energy here. That was a fine top deck, though. I do believe it only still gets us 1 unit. Unless I'm mistaken by this point. No, it still only gets us 1 unit. We were just really hurting for overcharge cards. We didn't see that one grade 1, which was basically our only soul charge engine, so we kind of like run out of gas later in the game. Do Vanguard skill here. Give 5 to those 3 units, draw a card. And I was just telling him he gets the 5k buff because of the overcharge rear guards. Now we're going to do Vanguard skill here. I know now, this was my first time playing the deck, but I do know now that I should have just double buffed the front row. No, actually no, I think I did it pretty well spreading out the power because I'm only going to get 1 restand, so it didn't really make sense to double buff the front row. So Divine Skill, ping him a damage, he did check a trigger, but it's minus 10k, so he's still at 13. So swinging him for 35 here. Again, if we had, like, we're going to be swinging him for 2 35s if we had the extra energy, but we don't have the extra energy because we bamboozled ourselves for just 1 card draw. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. I wouldn't recommend it in the Blangmeyer deck either. Save your energy for your win condition. Over here, I was playing around a Perfect Guard by swinging with the larger column first, even though he does have quite a few cards in hand. But, you know, not all those cards are shield cards, if you know what I mean. Or you gotta at least think that they're not all shield cards. It's 18, 28, 33... 43, 48. It's gonna P-Ride here. And I'm pretty sure I'm just cooked here, if not cooked on the next turn. I know I do lose this game. It's either this turn or the next turn. It was the moment I lost this game was when I energy blasted 7 guys. That's when I lost this game. He's gonna heal here, but that doesn't matter. Like that hurts too. But that EB, like the EB7 is what really hurt me, man. The EB7. He was just trying to trigger the grade 1 dog here. Just turn some non-shield cards in his hand into shield cards. So he's swinging for 30 here. Just debating how I want to intercept since I have how I want to guard because I have 3 PGs in hand, so I do have to keep that into account. For that attack, I do believe he should have boosted though. I think if he would have boosted, I probably wouldn't have lived this turn. Oh, I took back my intercept just because of intercepting with this one was more ideal because I can push this up and this can be an attacker by itself. Whether the countercharger, it only gets its power buff on boost, which actually ended up being like it's a hindrance in my misfortune that the misplay was technically the correct play because of the RNG of my top decks for turn. So I just perfect guard this, and I just perfect guard the other one. So we're gonna top deck P-Ride, draw a card, and then top deck Meteor Dragon, but we can't retire his guy because he called it off of Alden. Yeah, we can't retire his guy. Which, like I was saying, if I kept it the way it was supposed to be, I could get rid of his interceptor, but yeah, it just doesn't matter much here because in order for me to restand, it needs to be chosen by one of my Algebra Dragon's effects. So we're just like we're 3 attack vanilla swinging here. We have nothing else, unfortunately. Which he gives me a 2 to pass here, which I don't think he had any other choice but to give me a 2 to pass. If I got a trigger here, I would have done all effects Vanguard. Like, I needed an out to beat this badly, because this is just 28, and the other column's just 33. which with the composition of his hand are hard numbers to guard. Because I know he doesn't have much guard in hand, but yeah, it's just it's downhill from here. He doesn't have much on this turn, but he doesn't need much. Like, I'm pretty sure he swings with a rear guard at one of my rear guards. Yeah, I think he swings the Ermac at one of my rear guards. Which is the correct play. It takes away an intercept. I believe I give the Vanguard a 1 to pass here, because I felt like 1 to passing was the only way I would, that I could have possibly heal out of this. So I give his Vanguard a 1 to pass here. I couldn't activate this because, this is when I was playing 2 of the Jeweled Cat. I could never activate the second one because my ride line would always be on board. Like, you can consistently activate one Jewel Cat, but you can't activate both, because, that one grade 1, it just kind of always stays on board, unless you call over it. So, I cut Jeweled Cat down to 1 instead of 2. It was just something I didn't realize during deck building. Because, again, this was my first time playing the deck. We were just going over some plays, some things I possibly could have done differently. I do believe I decided to start for the second one as well. Yeah, because I went second last time. I think going first with the deck is still pretty good. You can get, like, really 3 huge swings in. Going first is just still not, like, unless you're a stride deck set, going first is still naturally, like, more often not the thing you should be doing, unless you get, like, a really huge tempo swing for going second. Or you're going second to stop your opponent from going second, because they get a huge tempo swing from going second. Like, for example, I haven't fought Varga in such a long time because we just don't play that deck at our locals. It's kind of boring. For my play group, it's like boring. They don't really like the play style of Varga just because it's so helmet. But like, I remember when I was playing Lasardia versus Varga, I would actually make the Varga player go first so they don't get the full multi-attacks, because that grade 2 does require your opponent to be at grade 3. Alright, so we're pitching an overcharge unit here just because we can special 2 overcharge units from the drop zone with our order card. Even though we don't have it in hand, we play it at 4. So it's in my opinion, a safe card to discard here. I debated discarding that one grade 1, but decided against it. Call, so charge. We're going to use one of them here. I'm going to call. Oh, we have 2 overcharge units. It does count itself. We're going to draw again and soul charge another one. Call. We're going to swing for 18. And we're going to swing for 18. We're going to retire it to draw. That was a pretty good draw. It's going to top 5 for the grade 1 of the Alden, which can get you a grade 2 or higher card to your hand. And then if you didn't add anything, energy charge 2. He's at 6 energy currently. Oh, do you guys like that little clear bead I've been using for my my energy gauge? It's like, I was using a die for the longest time because I would try to move the die, but then it just kind of like defeated the whole purpose of what I was trying to do. So I got this clear bead from my house, from, you know, those little bead setups that you have as decorative design. And I've been using that, and it's been working out pretty well. Swing with Vanguard here, it's obvious no guard, gets crit. Swing. How much was this again? This was 33. So everybody use the order here, guard for 35, and then add that back to our hand. The order, I think the order card's actually really good. You just don't like. You just have to be willing to use it when you need to use it. In my personal opinion, like I try not to get fancy with it. Like if I gotta burn it, I'll burn it. Go to 6 energy here. Discard the countercharger. Top 3. I believe we add Persona right here because we don't have it. And the other 2 go to the bottom. Call. Draw a card. Soul Charger card. Unfortunately, we really wanted that order card. I thought about calling the restander, but since I don't have any guarantees of seeing the order card or seeing another one, I decided to Texas Hold'em in my hand. I'm gonna buff the back row here and draw a card. Call. Call. Oh, I guess we do decide to commit it here. JK. I thought we didn't. Whatever. We're gonna swing with this rear guard first because it has an on hit on it. And I was trying to force damage here. Because I wanted him to think about taking the Vanguard attack, so I really wanted him to be at 3 when I swung with my Vanguard, but that's fine. Swing rear guard at Vanguard, that's 38, so you would need 2. But he goes to 4 here. You know, those like 3 giant swings while you're at grade 2, man, they're not for nothing. I think it was a pretty neat balancing act for in terms of the grade 2 only restands if it attacks a grade 3 or greater unit. He's going to get the grade 3 off the grade 2 of the ride line here, go up to 9 energy. Then he's going to go down to 5 to draw a card off of the grade 3. I think Alden's a really sweet deck this format. I don't think, I was actually, on my break, I was building a pure Alden deck. Believe it or not, you can build a pure Alden deck. I didn't think there was enough good Alden cards, because the Alden support series has a lot of bad cards. But, I didn't think there was enough good Alden support cards, but I was able to find a way to whereas you don't have to play Ketterpile to play Alden if you want to play Alden. You don't have to pay, you don't have to pay through the nose for the Ketterpile cards. So I'm gonna do a video on that, or like some type of deck discussion on that very soon. That in my algebra deck, because I really like the way I built these 2 decks. I just need to get some games in with them. Like, that makes all the difference, guys. You can theory all you want all day, but if you have no games in it, then like deck theory is just deck theory, and you can't support it with any like actual play testing. So we guard these early because they're pretty weak, and I know his attacks are going to get larger later. And then I believe we just no-guard the Vanguard here. We're at 3, but we don't really have much of a choice. Which I believe he has another grade 3 in the back row. It's not an actual booster. So this is just going to be 20. It's going to get a heal here, go back down to 3. It's going to put the power there. Alright, so we're at 4 now. It's going to swing for 30 here. I over-guarded here a little bit because I wanted to keep my other restander. Because I wanted to go for the double restand play, which would have been better if he was at 4, but it is what it is. We did get the order card here, which is kind of sus, but we can call something over something to get it to whereas it's not as sus. So we can call that over the grade 1. We're going to play the order here. We're going to call the countercharger over the grade 1 of our ride line, so our other Jewel Cat is live. Or both Jewel Cats are live. So we're going to draw here. Soul Charge 1. Soul Charge the over trigger, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to buff. I think we do an L setup here. Yeah, we do an L buff here. And then draw a card. And then we're going to go ahead and Divine Skill, putting him to 4. Which would have been really good if we could put him to 5 here, considering just like what our hand composition is. But we're going to Divine Skill. We're going to choose our front row so they can swing 35s by themselves. Trigger, but he gets negged by 10, so this is 35 to 13. Double intercepts, another 35 to 13. Guards with 2 15s. Then we're swing with Vanguard, restand our rear guards with plus 10. He's going to PG. First check's a heal trigger. We needed that so bad. We're going to heal here, give 10k there. Then second check, crit. We're going to give all effects there. We don't really have any other choice except like say like, hey, do you have this perfect guard? Or do you have enough guard to block this attack? Which he did end up having the perfect guard, unfortunately, but you just kind of have to play to your outs sometimes. And then we're just going to swing here. He's just going to take it. I almost decided not to swing, but we can't afford to not lose the pressure. You know what I mean? Like, we really needed it. But he Persona rides here, so I think, unfortunately, that's curtains for us. Maybe if we were at 3 damage instead of 4, we could have a chance. But being at 4 damage solidifies it for us. Even not being able to Persona Ride next turn, just like, we'll be able to Soul Blast 2, pump the front row, have that double multi-attack while they're at 5. We'll still be able to do something if we had another turn. That's the key word. If we had another turn. I mean, we can't rely on the overtrigger here either, so it's just bad beats, baby. Top 5 here off the cat. I was just double checking. What was his name? Ermac? Ernest? Crack? I forget his name, man. I think I'm just gonna call him Alden's Black Knight from now on. I think I was just looking at my chances to heal. Yeah, I was just looking at my chances to heal, which I think there's maybe 1 heal trigger left in deck. 1 or 2. This commentary might have not been the most professional commentary I've ever done. I'm just kind of like being a little bit more freeform, especially since this is playtesting, and this isn't like we're in like a tournament or like a very giant serious event. I'm not sure if I'll do commentaries in the future of any of my POV fights. You guys gotta let me know if there's like a fire for it. Then maybe I'll be able to do it, just because they require a little bit more effort on my part. But definitely, I do want to diversify my content in the future. Unfortunately, we had to no-guard his Vanguard, and he got a crit here, which is insult to injury. I think we needed like a little bit more than 1 heal, which I think we only had access to 1 heal. But yeah, just good beats. I don't think I made any mistakes here. I just kind of got a little bit RNG'd. Like, that heal for him was very clutch. I was soul charging a couple of my triggers, and then I just drew non-defensive cards for my my draws on my turn. But you know, that's just the way the game goes sometimes, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You will see these decks in the future. I am currently testing both of these, since I have revamped both of these lists. So yeah, something to look forward to. And yeah, guys, I'm back and I'm here to stay. Later. Y'all have a great night.